Hello, it's Katie Elizabeth. Hello, it's Katie Elizabeth, and I just wanted to cover a couple of things real quickly. First of all, I want to talk to you about the fact that this bottleneck off the coast, Wall Street Journal reported on this last spring and said there were like 30 cargo ships in the port, and usually every day there were like 10 that came in and unloaded, and in worst case scenario there might be one that wasn't completely unloaded in 24 hours. Well, but at the time in the spring when Wall Street Journal first posted, or when I first saw Wall Street Journal posting on it, there were 30. And there were some interviews, and if I can figure out how to load those links, I will. But anyway, now there's over 60. And the one point that Wall Street Journal made very, very clear in that April report was it needed to get resolved by the summer, or there would be a larger problem in the fall. And here we are. And of course, now they're talking about, all kinds of crazy shortages and gifts, and which is bringing me to the next point. Is several years ago on my land radio show, one of the promos stated, if you want something made in America, it's going to have to be made at home. This bottleneck and the shortages that they're talking about are obvious proof that America is not making much, and this nation has given up a great deal of independence and will give up likely a great deal more just to gain what we no longer make. And that pretty much on a global scale, or on a worldwide scale, renders us looking pretty weak. And then we have the leadership that we have. Now, what's going to be real interesting is the fact that America has been the most materialistic, wealthy, by earthly standards, wealthy country on the planet. And here we are totally surrounded. There's the ports in California, the ports in New York. We're totally surrounded by our stuff, but we can't get it unloaded and we can't get it distributed. So even though we have an abundance, there's going to be lack. And that's something that we really need to consider and be aware of. We've done this, and it's kind of caving in on us. Now, I want to share a couple of other things real quickly. Since 2008, or even before, but 2008, I actually put it in print on a book of Isaiah 5:20, woe to them who are calling good evil and evil good. It's being fulfilled with deceptive redefinition. And so I've established and obtained a domain called wordsalad.app, because it is through the word salad that things are just getting kind of changed around and flipped around. And I'm also launching into Substack, but I'm not very far along there. At any rate, the irony is just becoming so blatant. The deceptive redefinition is just becoming, it's glaring. And I think it's real interesting that, America, you talk about the ultimate irony. The most materialistic country on the planet is now surrounded by stuff that's been ordered, probably a lot of it prepaid, but it can't get to the people. So that's really where we are. And again, I'm shouting this from, I'm not on a rooftop, but if I were, repentance is the only answer. Science hasn't come up with diddly squat, except fear. And the media is just giving us word salad to redefine everything. And we've given up a lot of our independence by refusing to use our God-given talents and gifts to get through this life, which is why we were given those talents, is to get through this life. So that's kind of it. The bottleneck is man-made and has been ignored for months and months. And now we have the Secretary of Transportation. I think he's finally back now. That's a topic for a whole different video. But anyway, I just want you to realize and think about the different priorities that we need. We've had, what, 19 months to reprioritize? Let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's get our priorities according to the instructions our Creator has given us. The bottleneck's man-made, and it's going to continue as long as it is benefiting the earthly powers that be. This is Katie Elizabeth. Shalom.